another art journaling and Bible art journaling activity and devotional. I hope that, pray that you've had a wonderful rest last night and are awake and ready for this new day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Are you happy? I hope you're happy. Okay. The Lord wants you to be happy. Yeah. And I know there's a lot of things in this life that will get you down. Trust me, I understand. I know. But we have hope, right? We have hope. It's been a little bit since I've been on. I've been away from my studio, away from my home, kind of helping my mom as she is recovering from her knee surgery. And yeah, so I've been away from my space. Doesn't necessarily mean that I have not done any art or journaling or any of that. I just have not been on live. So I'm a little rusty. You'll have to just bear with me. It's been a bit, but I'll get back into the swing, okay? Look, share this video and invite someone to be with us. Um, During this time and segment. All right. And I thank you for being on. All right. I kind of want to revisit, I've got a lot of projects, a lot of things that I've started and haven't quite finished. Sometimes it takes a little bit for you to get the kind of inspiration for various things. Yeah. Mm. So I just take my time. If it doesn't click, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't come to me, I put it aside and then I work on something else. It's okay. Shouldn't bother anybody, right? And so, one of the projects that I pulled out, and I have shared this with you all, is my circulate uh, journal or notebook. All right. And I dedicated this one, I have several, but I dedicated this one to studying the prayer of Agur. I had not ever come across this particular verse in scripture. I don't know why. Always read Psalm, Proverbs 31, because that's, very popular with the Proverbs 31 woman, right? But never went over and read Proverbs 30. I came across this book, love books, love, don't take me to the bookstore. Um, but I found this prayer of Agur, and I was like, what is that? I've never heard of them. I've never heard of him or her or whoever it was. But I grabbed it. I loved the color on the book, so it just, pulled me in. Got this a long time ago. Okay, and a cute picture of Autumn. Got this book a long time ago, and started reading it. Um, and this was before I created this Circle It book. The Circle It book was just let me pull the other one out because this one is worked in. It was really designed to, come on, designed for my art students, and it's just a challenge for them to come up with various artistic pieces just based on circles. Okay, that's what the notebook and the book was about. I dedicated this one to doing a study, written work as well as artwork on Agur. And I'll share a little bit with you of what I did. So this had 4 circles, and in each one, in that chapter, we have 4 names. Agur, his father, Jakeh, and then what could be two students that sat under Agur, Ithiel and Ukal. Okay, and I wrote their names, wrote what they meant, put down the Hebrew spelling. I wrote the verse, and let's go to the very beginning. I wrote the verse or part of it, Proverbs 30, 7-9. There's two things I ask of you, Lord. All right, this part of the prayer. Here was a list of just ideas that you could do for the journal, for the circles, not having, it doesn't have anything to do with our prayer and what I used this book for, but this is just here to give people ideas. So I've been using it to do some journaling and a little bit of study on this particular chapter in Proverbs 30. Very interesting chapter. I I would suggest you take a look at it. Okay. So I had two circles here, and there's two things I ask of you, Lord. That's part of the scripture. So, daily portion, and then to keep false hoods and lies away from me. That's a great prayer. Keep that stuff away. Um, Yeah. And so you can tell I've started some things but have not finished the vision. Okay. And so that's what I've done. And here I've done 17. My shield here. Every word of God is perfect. He is a shield for those who take refuge. All right. Animals are mentioned, and insects are mentioned in this particular chapter, and so I've written down and kind of did a rude drawing of the animals that were mentioned in this particular chapter. We're going to get to this, but this just gives you an idea of what was done or what could be done in this journal. I did tear out some pages. It's not as many in here as it is in the original. And I'm not sure why I did that, but anyway. Okay, so I'm sure in the previous videos when I've talked about this and we've done a couple of activities in here, I'm sure I've read this to you. There is one verse that I want to kind of journal today, and it made me laugh. It kind of, gave me a little chuckle. Not everything in scripture is gonna, do that. But I thought I thought this one was worthy to journal today. And that is in Proverbs, the 30th chapter, verse 32. We're almost at the very end of this particular chapter. And these last two verses are really, doesn't sound like an ending to me. As an instructor, as a teacher, I when children are writing, young adults, because I've taught those too, when they are writing, you want to have a nice, strong beginning, a nice, strong end to your writing piece. And this to me is strange. And it kind of ends abruptly for me. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and read 32. We talked about 33 already, and that was the pressing of the milk produces curds. The pressing of the nose produces blood, and the pressing of anger produces strife. right? And then it ends, okay? But right before that, and this is the one that I want to do today, is if you have been foolish, exalting yourself, or if you have been devising evil, put your hand on your mouth. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. You know, the visual I got was the monkey that has his hand over his mouth. You know, the three: see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. I don't even know if I put those in the right order. But at any rate, I I decided that my circle page with these two circles here will be eyes for my monkey. Okay. Now I can kind of see a little bit of shadowing. Um, and so I want to try to do something to fix that, and then try and make sure, because these pages are kind of thin, you know. Um, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. So yeah, Proverbs 30, 32. Put your hand on your mouth, and you know, it's a shame that we have to be reminded that you don't have, just because you think it doesn't mean that you have to say it, right? Yeah. Some folks, they don't know when to quit. And so, yeah. All right. So I don't know if you can actually pick up what I've gotten drawn on here. Maybe what I should do, I how do I want to handle it? I could just use some gesso, and this is like a primer, you know, and I could put that over it, and then that way I'm assured that I'm not going to ruin the other side. Um, yeah, I could do that, because if I use marker and stuff like that, or I could just paint over it and just be pleased with that. Hmm. Can I do that? I can do that. Let's get some, let's see. And then what paint do I want to do? I want to do watercolor, because that really will. I better use acrylic if that's what I'm going to do. And so let's get that out. All right. Because acrylic means less water, right? Yeah. All right. I'm going to get something to just kind of cover up the sides. And hey, you know, I always ask you all to join me for these little activities, uh, knowing that you'll have a good time trying and doing these things. I'm not the best artist and all, but I enjoy my time doing this. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's get us some paint. All right. And I have over the school year, and I've mentioned this app and store, I guess you could call it. I've been Temu for a bit, just getting different supplies and things like that. I have accumulated quite a bit. And do I want this color for him or her? And so I cannot wait to really get into using and playing with some of the stuff that I've gotten. Okay, I'm gonna need, is this, okay, yes, all right. I'm gonna use this Basics acrylic. I really love using their products. I really like it. Okay, so I had this little tin of these smaller bottles. I have a lot, but this is a small page, so we don't really need to get out, you know, we don't really need, I don't want, do I want white? I'll hold it to the side. Let's see. Yeah, so by using the acrylic paint, I won't have to worry about destroying the side of the page. And I'll be able to cover up these spots where the marker is. Okay. All right. So this is kind of a burnt sienna. It's a reddish brown. I don't mind that so much. I think what I'll do though is mix it with a little bit of this unbleached titanium white. It's not a bright white. See the difference? Yeah. This is titanium white, but this is unbleached. All right. I don't know what that means. It looks cream to me, and that's, I'm going with that. And yeah, I've had these for a while, so I'm getting to the end, which is okay. Anyway, hey, if you're just joining me, we are journaling and kind of focusing in on the Proverbs 30, not Proverbs 31, Proverbs 30. And yeah, I think I'm just going to leave going to do any drawing on that because I really don't want it to see through on the other side. I'm just going to paint. I'll put in my lines. I'll put those back in later. Okay. What was I going to say? I was going to say that we're taking a look at Proverbs 30. It is entitled in my Bible, The Prayer of Agur, or Agur, or however you want to pronounce that. I haven't quite gotten it right yet, I'm sure. I'm just trying to find a decent brush. Let me use this one that has a slight angle to it. Okay. We'll do the little mask first, and actually, I think the whole thing is usually a lighter color. So I think I'll end up doing, instead of this, I'll just, okay. All right, what I want to do is just pick up a little bit of that unbleached. We'll lighten it up if we want to. There in this particular chapter, and in the book, it talks a lot about being humble, humbling yourself, not exalting yourself. those tendencies in today's verse is saying, hey, put your hand over your mouth. Don't say it. Just don't say it. Even if you might be right, don't say it. Yeah, probably too red for what I wanted. But again, not something that we can't paint over. That's the one great thing about acrylic paint. Once it, dries or whatever, because it does blend very nicely, but once it dries, you don't like it, paint right over it. Yeah. Yeah, and again, it's a thing that scripture has to remind us, has to tell us. Have you noticed it tells you to love, tells you to be kind? This particular chapter is saying, hey, you probably should try to humble yourself. Like I said, I might just go ahead and maybe paint. Yeah, this is not quite proportioned, is it? I think what I'll do is go ahead and bring that to. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is probably way more red than I probably. It's not a real dark. It's not a real dark brown. I think we'll get the point. He'll be cute. Let's fix his hair. And I put this down here just so I wouldn't mess up the whole book, with paint. Because I'm not really all that neat when I'm doing artwork. I'm not real neat all the time. Yes, so hey, if you're just joining me, we are in Proverbs, the 30th chapter. Yeah, not Proverbs 31. Proverbs 30 with the prayer of Agur. And I've been referencing this book by Jay. I'll hold it up so you can see it. Lightner. It's called The Prayer of Agur. Okay. And off of Proverbs 30. And today's verse that we are considering is verse 32. which says if you are thinking about doing evil, put your hand over your mouth. Sometimes we think we need to address people. Uh, the Lord has put something on our heart. That's what we say anyway. And think that we need to say some stuff to some folk. Yeah, put your hand over your mouth. Now, that's not to say that there are some Nathans in the world, uh, you know, but not all of us are Nathans. Okay, don't come to get that twisted. Not all of us are Nathans. Hope I'm in the camera. I apologize if I'm not. Um, so right now we're doing this monkey because it said put your hand over your mouth, and it reminded me of those three monkeys. Um, you know, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Is that the order? I don't know what the order is. I apologize. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let's do his ear. It's kind of a rude thing. We'll go back over it, and I'm gonna do my best to fix it up. Right. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever heard any pastor, preacher to reference this verse at all. See, I like that color. You can see, I didn't rinse out my brush or anything. I just using what I got. And yeah, okay. All right, his hand, thinking I needed to be that same color there. And I'll probably, there's a lot of paint on this brush. Let's get it on here. Our little funny monkey. I'll get the lines in for what would be his digits, right? His little fingers. Get some of that off of there. Okay, sorry. I know it got quiet for me. It happens. I start concentrating on what I'm doing and trying to keep up with my line and sorry. And fun trying to work on my little book and finish it up. I've got a lot of white space, you know, in my book, and I wanna work on that. And like I said, I've been away from my little studio and kind of helping my mom, uh, and so I haven't uh, I haven't been in here to record. And do I want to white or do I think I want a darker nose. Let's see, we'll do a little darker nose. So this is fun for me to kind of, you know, sneak in here today and get on. But no, I'm not gone. I just haven't had a chance to get in here. I'm gonna give him a little button nose. Okay. There. I think that's okay. All right. And let's see. Am I done? I might be done. I might be done. Yeah, I probably made a mistake doing that, huh? I don't really want to waste any paint, so I'm going to try to. Yeah. Little funny monkey. Probably use a different brush on this, huh? All right, let's see what we got. I've used this for something else, and that hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. I've done it in a few other Bible journal pages. Okay. So I think what I want to do, because I haven't done anything with his eye, probably end up using just regular white titanium white for his eyes, and we'll do black for I think I'm gonna use I'll use this marker. It's one of my favorites. This is a big brush though. The Faber-Castell. You've seen me use those smaller size marker. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. That eye looks a lot larger than this one, so we're going to try to. I think that's good. All right. And I'm going to try gotta wait for that to dry before I do any pin work on top. Okay. All right. Hey, our verse for today and what we are trying to journal is a verse in Proverbs, the 30th chapter, and 32 is our focus is if you play the fool and exalt yourself, or if you plan evil. This version, and I'm reading it from the book that I've been referencing. It says, "Clap your hand over your mouth." Mm, it kind of gave me the idea, like slap, slap yourself in the mouth. Yeah. All right. I think I want to do green here. Um, I could do blue. I've got I've got some options. It's just background, so I could do blue. Could do green. Um, yeah. We could do yellow. Yellow might not be so bad here. Or orange. My first thought was green. Let's go with green. It's like my favorite anyway. Green or blue? Those are going to be my favorites. My little go-tos. All right. Just trying to find a decent brush. I don't want one too big. All right. I'm going to put a little bit down. Again, I'm using basic acrylics paint, but you could use whatever you like. This happens to be my favorite. And I've used it like forever. It's a little different than that craft paint, okay? And nothing wrong with craft paint, but I like that titanium. Am I in the? I hope I'm in the camera. I don't have my laptop on. Sometimes I'll turn that on so I can see what you all see, because I can't see my cameras from where I can't see what's going on my camera from this position. Yeah, hey, if you're thinking about playing the fool, the language in Proverbs is so funny to me. Clap your hand over your mouth. I should put that in the description, huh? Clap your hand. I got it from the version I got was from New International, version. I'm kind of mixing that titanium, unbleached titanium with my green here. That way it doesn't look so flat. Gives it a little something. Yeah, so hey, a part of, kind of humbling yourself, which seems to be part of this theme in this book, is, and I want to say it's probably a thing of maturity, is knowing when to speak and when not to. Yeah, and some folks, they got older. I say what I want to now. I don't think so. And just so when I tore those pages out, so I'm gonna have to take my little knife and cut that out. Yeah, you don't just get to take liberties just because you didn't got up in age. Seems like you've gotten up in age and you should know better, right? It's not a time for you to show out. And shame on trying to sit and plot and plan evil. Mm, mm, mm. I mean, I don't know. You just, you have too much time and money on your hands, maybe, if you have time to do that, devising evil for others. I like the very beginning tenets of this prayer where he says, hey, keep lies and falsehoods away from me. Yeah, I don't even want to hear it. you know, it's so much like on the news and what's going on in the world, and I turn that stuff off because it can depress you. Mm. Doesn't make me scared. It lets me know that time is short. Jesus is soon to come. It doesn't scare me. It's just, I want to hear it. I don't keep up with all the evil things that folks are saying and doing. And and some people say, "Oh, you need to know what's going on in the world." No, I know what's going on in the world. Folks is killing each other, whether it's just the man down the street or it's the, you know, army that's in whatever particular country. Folks is dying from hunger or loneliness. what's going on. I don't have to read about it, see about it every day. Mm, okay, it took me a bit to do that. All right. All right, let's rinse this off. This should be dry. My room is kind of warm. My air conditioner is not working down here. It's not real hot, but it ain't as cool as it could get. Anyway, it's helping my stuff to dry pretty fast. I'm gonna go ahead and use my blow dryer to dry this, and give me a few moments, okay? Okay. All right. That's pretty good. I'm going to use my micro Pigma micron pen. Number 10 is the size of the nip. It's pretty fat. I like it. Okay. So I'm going to use it to go for my lines here. And it's not as perfect. It's okay. Let me see. I think that's good. Let's see. Did I get it all? No, his nose. Let's get his nose. All right. And I didn't do the whites of his eyes. I probably should, but it's all right. I'm thinking it might look okay as is. Okay. I think I want to put a little bit of something up under his eyes. All right, let's get his ear. right. He's kind of rough and ready. I probably could have used a little fatter marker for that, but I think I'm okay. You know, you can always take time and go back over things. I'm going to go ahead and put the verse down here. I think this is dry enough. Proverbs 30 is where we were. Let me write that here. 32. All right. Maybe I should use a smaller one. Smaller. That was 10. I've got a 5. I've got 3 somewhere. What did I do with them? How come I don't see that? Oh, here's 3. 3 is really small. Okay. And I'll put in the verse like I have here. It might be King James Version. I did not look it up. I'm usually using, well, this one is English Standard Version. Is that what it is? I think so. ESV is English Standard Version. Yeah. And so it's put your hand is very nice, right? Put your hand over your mouth. Whereas this other version, and I think, hello, where did you go? Oh, right here. I think the version that is used here is King James. It sounds King James to me. It says, clap your hand over your mouth. If you play the fool and exalt yourself. Yeah, it sounds very, it's right. If you play the fool and exalt yourself. Or if you plan evil. Clap your hand over your mouth. Okay. Yeah. And I really think that clap is more like a slap, not just like place your hand over your mouth, you know? Yeah. Okay. There's the verse for today. There's the project for today. um, yeah, I'm thinking I might want to use Southern marker and make my line a little stronger. Yeah, I think so. So I'm probably going to take some time and do that real quick. Yeah, this is a Faber-Castell Pit Arts pen. It's just a little skinnier than that one that I was using earlier when I did the eyes. All right, I'll do this and then that'll be it, you all. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better, I think. You can see I'm pretty good now. Okay, that's the little line, I think. Here, and let's do his ear. Okay, there you go. That's him. All right, so again, hey, I am using my Circle It. You can find this on Amazon if you're interested in purchasing. I did this for my art students just to kind of give them a, um, what do you call it? Kind of a jump start on doing something creative, having to use a circle, one of my favorite shapes. At any rate, we've got the two circles here for his eyes. And our verse is in Proverbs 30:32. If you play the fool and exalt yourself, or if you plan evil, clap your hand over your mouth. And so it makes me smile and laugh every time. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Anyway, there we go. All right. I hope you all learned something today, maybe got inspired, maybe to read that chapter, Proverbs 30, or do some artwork. I'm hoping that something positive has come out of this and you've been blessed with what you've seen and heard. And hey, join me next time, you all. All right. Thank you so much for being with me. God bless you. May your journey be sweet. And we'll see you next time. Bye.